In this video, I'm going to go over different types of ways to make Mylars and what they look like. So here are some of the basic tools you can use. You can use India ink, charcoal, Sharpie marker, pencil, and acrylic paint. The next example is of different types of effects that you can get on Mylar. So there's acrylic paint, paint marker, tape, and the tape is black tape. You can use torn paper, you can use string, spray paint, lots of different things. And this is actually posted above the exposure unit. Most basic of all materials would be black construction paper. This is a great way to make flats of color when you just have one big sheet of construction paper and expose that to the screen. You can also make lines, you can tear the edges of it, you can make shapes, and in this example you'll see that I have die cut construction paper and it comes out really beautifully. In the next example you're going to see a little bird cage. Now remember, when you're drawing on Mylar, you want to be really careful that you don't make such thin lines at first, because it will fill in when you're printing the thin line. So it's always better to make them a little bit thicker than you normally would think you would make them. In this example, you'll see that these are old leading that I have, which we have in the print shop. And on one, at the top, I did these on Mylars. On the one on the bottom, I did it on tracing paper. Sometimes you can see that the tracing paper will accept wet media better. So it really depends on the look that you want to go for. This example is where I took on Mylar some India ink, and I first painted the India ink over the whole surface. Then I went back in, deducted with denatured alcohol, and then took a sponge and sponged back into the wet material. This is one of my students' Mylars. She actually carved a linoleum and then printed on tracing paper. This example is of some string that I taped to the Mylar. If you use anything that's black, even fabric, that will expose to the screen. So you just want to be careful that you don't have anything that's really fine, like sand, or anything that is also can hurt the rubber, so nothing sharp. The next examples, or a couple of examples, were made from collagraph boards. I have a video that you can watch on that as well. Instead of printing on printmaking paper, what you'll end up doing is printing on the tracing paper, and that will allow you to expose the tracing paper to the screen, and then you'll get a really beautiful effect of texture as well. The last example I'm showing you is of spray paint. So spray paint can be really beautiful in terms of creating atmosphere. You can spray paint and then cut out different shapes from the Mylar, and just make sure that it's black and it's enamel based. So this video really goes over a lot of different types of effects that you can do with Mylar to make different images on a screen. And the best thing is just to experiment and try different things.